Today I'm going to talk about wave pools. Growing up in Southern California, being a surfer and talking and hanging out with other surfers, the wave pool has been this sort of mythical goal or you know, almost like a folklore type story. And you know, so basically there's days where there's not any waves, it's flat, and the conditions just aren't right, the waves aren't there, and you really want to surf. You want to be able to do your favorite activity at any point of the day, whenever you can, and have something that you can really work with and build your surfing skills with. You know, and as the years have gone by, some wave pools have popped up. There's a couple different variety of wave pools out there. It looks great, it looks fun. You don't see exactly what you envision in your dreams out there today in 2013, but it's definitely come a long way and is no longer only a dream. At the same time, you know, many surfers, including myself, have always wanted a sport like surfing to be in the Olympics. We think it's you know, something obviously that is a passion, and at the same time, we feel that the sport deserves its place with many of the other sports in the Olympics. And so now in 2013, it seems that these kind of dreams are coming together and almost becoming part of the same, or at least complementary goals for surfers. And 2013's been, there's been a bit of an online buzz going on in the social media about different summits related to wave pools and the technology and all of these different topics. And in particular, there was one that took place in California, down in Dana Point, right near Salt Creek this year. And so I'm going to rip through some of the things that have come across recently. And we're just going to start off, though, with the ISA's website. And the ISA basically is, kind of spearheading this attempt to get surfing into the Olympics. And so this is a long process, and over at the ISA website, you can find a lot of information about the outlook, as well as where what the status is for surfing in terms of getting into the Olympics today. In particular, there's a message from the president of the International Surfing Association, Fernando Aguirre, and basically he's saying that wave pools are part of this big plan and are going to be instrumental with the Olympics and just for the sport of surfing in general. So then in August of 2013, Surfline produces one of their press releases just announcing the summit's going to occur. And on the list we have a PT, a number of other big names on here, including Bruce McFarlane from American Wave Machines, which is where we kind of follow this story. And then on October 2nd, we have Inertia who posts an update about the summit, which includes a title, American Wave Machines sets to build largest wave pool in history. So Inertia basically gives an update claiming that Bruce McFarlane reported that American Wave Machines has been contracted to build the largest wave swell generating pool in history. And she's referring to the Meadowlands in New Jersey. Then on October 8th, something interesting, NJ.com posts a story that talks about the overall development at this wave park, which is actually a bigger theme park going on with a lot of other things outside of just wave pools for surfing. And apparently, there's kind of the typical things that holdups you might seem to have. So they provide an interesting amount of information as well. They describe a number of things around the project that make the project sound a little more dynamic. And one of the things that they claim, which is interesting, is they talk about football, professional football teams, kind of trying to lean on the park to not open the park on game days, which is very interesting for football to worry about surfing or to actually and these other activities and really want to kind of dominate or set the priorities of sports in a sense. That's pretty interesting, so look into that. And then following all these different updates, we get an update by ESPN on October 11th with a story titled ISA Eyes 2024 for Olympic Bid. Again, ESPN starts talking about the summit in Dana Point. So the ESPN article talks about Aguirre again over at ISA and how he is basically working with the International Olympic Committee trying to get some of the first key milestones accomplished, and one being getting surfing on the short list for possible sports to include in the future Olympics. And that date is set at 2015 according to ESPN. And then from there, a decision and an announcement will be made in the year 2017. All this in preparation for the Olympics in 2024. So it is a long process. There are a number of steps, but it looks like some of these things are at least short, getting more on the short term of accomplishments for the sport of surfing. So a lot of information coming at us, and so Pro Surf Blog decided to find out a little bit more about the technology behind this project that we're hearing about, and how it compares maybe to the Wave Garden and other wave pools being mentioned out in the talks. And so we went and visited American Wave Machines down in San Diego County, California, in Solana Beach. We had an opportunity to tour the facility, get a demonstration of the products, and actually speak with some of the people and talent over at American Wave Machines. Welcome today. I'm here with John Luff from American Wave Machines, and we're going to talk a little bit about the technology. And John can open up here and let us know what the high-level message is, and then what some of the current things you're working on, and then where you think things are going in the near or far future.
Yeah, absolutely, and thanks for coming in today. Glad you're here. So, high-level message for American Wave Machines. We're taking the surf culture, beach lifestyle, and taking it anywhere. So, authentic surfing experiences, making real waves, whether it's our perfect swell technology, which mimics real ocean dynamics, or our SurfStream standing wave technology, which is much more similar to a river surfing environment.
Okay.
So perfect swell being the large scale, big footprint surf facilities that the surf world's most excited about.
Yeah, and I really dig in the I see the SurfStream, but I see the perfect swell, and wow, the perfect swell demo here is awesome. And then I've also recently read about this project that you guys are getting off the ground, sounds like we're going to get off the ground in New Jersey.
Right.
Which I've never wanted to travel to New Jersey for the most part, and not that they don't have some surf there, but that's exciting. I'm thinking, wow, maybe I get on a plane, spend a couple bucks just to go take advantage of something like this. I know it's brand new. Is there anything you can tell us about this project at this point?
I can't comment on it publicly right now.
Okay, fair enough. What are some of the challenges I got two questions. One is, what are some of the challenges, whether it be technical or business or whatever those challenges might be? And then the last thing I want to kind of talk about after that is maybe you can comment a little bit about the Olympics, the ISA, and how American Wave Machines fits into that puzzle.
Yeah, I mean, the big challenges in the world right now around surf parks, surf pool development has been the economics, the feasibility behind making world-class waves outside the ocean. And we've overcome that challenge through a very specific way of making waves that mimic real ocean dynamics for 15 to 18 times less expensively than any other method currently available. Okay. And in terms of the ISA, the ASP World Tour, how American Wave Machines will play a role in that, we've heard from people at the highest level of those organizations that there needs to be 90% real ocean dynamics to make these pools worthy of world-class competitions at the highest level of competitive surfing.
And when they talk about dynamics, I mean, are they talking about having rights and lefts or wind chop? I mean, what are some of those dynamics that you think they might be looking for, or is that?
Yeah, I mean, real surf, real waves, waves that you couldn't tell the difference between our waves and going for a surf out in the ocean. Okay. When you go to do a bottom turn, it feels like a bottom turn in the ocean. Okay. When you pull into the barrel, like you're pumping the same way you would through one of our barrels that you do in the ocean. Okay. And it's the full surf experience. It's paddling out and duck diving. It's having a wave that might close out on you.
Okay, right.
It's having versatile conditions that it's not the same perfect peeling wave every time. Okay. And it's not a wave that's more similar in nature to a tsunami, which is what a lot of wave pools are. Right. They pump 100,000 gallons of water up and they drop it. Right. That's not like the waves we surf in the ocean. And then there's other types of waves out there where they're pulling a large moving object through the water. Sure. And that's more similar to a displacement wave made by a boat hull, or there's a lot of other examples of that. But the thing is, with that wave, it's more of a soliton. It's a wave above the surface, but you don't have the true power and energy level behind that wave that you would of an ocean wave.
Like an ocean wave, I mean, wind is obviously driving a lot of the wave energy, and so it sounds like...
And it's energy transfer. Like that's an ocean wave, if you think about it, like when a swell comes across the Pacific and hits the California coastline, that's energy moving across the ocean. The water isn't physically moving from 2,000 miles away and hitting our shore.
Right, it's not displacement so much.
We can mimic that energy transfer in our pools. There's nothing else on the market that makes that in a surfable quality.
This particular technology is called a surf stream.
Yeah, small footprints.
Small footprint. So I noticed
that indoor really easy.
Okay, and I noticed that the amount of space exactly that you need to put one of these in place is small, right? So you can go.
It's like relatively speaking, because it's the bigger one, the one you install in New Hampshire, it's 40 foot by 80 foot.
Okay.
That's the footprint you need.
Right.
And that's one of the bigger ones, but yeah, it's still small compared to a giant wave pool.
And I think I read something on your website that was talking about, this version and even being portable. Is there some kind of portability?
We have a portable design.
For the SurfStream technology, for the places that have it installed today, do you have an idea of the kind of people that are customers or patrons to the places that are running this? Is it tend to be kids, older people? What are you finding with that?
All ages, all skill levels.
All skill levels.
Because I can show you on the great thing about this product is on the same machine you have different kind of waves. Okay.
So
what you see right there is what we call the barreling wave.
Right.
So it's more like advanced surfer.
Okay.
And we have one in Peru, it's about chest high.
Okay.
And with the one we just installed on in New Hampshire, our biggest one.
Okay.
We can even go bigger, and it's about maybe I want to say head high. People can get fully covered in the bow, pull in and pull out.
Wow. Okay. And then, where are these things located by the coast? Are they inland? Where are these things installed at?
Yeah, we have one in Sweden, which is about 45 minutes from the coast.
Okay.
There's one in Nashua, New Hampshire, which is 40 minutes from Hampton Beach.
Okay.
And we have one in Peru.
Alright.
So same thing, it's next to the beach.
Sure. Okay, and that's what I would think about. Thinking of let's say for example Orange County, Huntington Beach, Anaheim area.
Yeah.
I would think that would be a huge mecca for people, even though they have the ocean right there.
Yeah.
That if it's blown out or rainy or flat, you just drive over and pay X amount of dollars to go take advantage of the park. In terms of American wave machines, whether it's SurfStream or your Perfect Swell product, where does American Wave Machines fit in with the talk about the Olympics and possibly utilizing this type of technology in an Olympic sport? Is American Wave Machines on the table with these kinds of organizations that are heading this, like the ISA or these other groups?
Well, the ISA is the only one right now that can talk to the Olympics.
Okay,
And the only way to get the surf in the Olympics is having a pool. And that's the Olympic Committee talking about it.
Sure.
They say having a pool that can deliver head-high wave.
Right.
And consistently, in really good quality.
There's some dates on the calendar for long-term time frames where they would like to be able to pick or commit to something that will then get us into an Olympics at some point after that.
Yeah, the Olympic Committee just want to, before approving anything, we just want to make sure that it's possible.
Okay, perfect. All right.
So this one, for example, I think it's going to be our best wave.
Okay.
It's so here to the left you can make rights. And it's gonna peel all along the whip.
Sure.
And it's gonna be about a 10-second ride.
And if like you said, if you switched up and said I want to throw out rights, would it then go from this side of the tank to that side?
Yeah.
Okay.
the pattern of the wave, you can change the shape of the wave and the size of the wave.
Okay, so shape, pattern, and size.
Yeah. So
Okay.
let me show you. Like here, it's making two waveframes like that. We can change the size for like beginner surfing.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, you see like smaller.
Right.
And we can also, you see here, it's like, it's pretty hollow. We can also make it like soft immersion. So just like,
Sure. Because I'm a regular foot, I'd really like to see the right.
yeah, it's funny. Almost everybody at the office is goofy foot.
I met with some of your people here today. Are there, who's on your team? How do they affect it? If other people were trying to get in touch with your company,
Right.
whether it be an investor or a fan who wants to try out the product,
Yeah.
Who are some of the people that they might talk to, and how do they get in contact with you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, our team, it's a dynamic team. We've got engineers, business development, the sales, the marketing, and then we have a lot of partners, whether it's master planning, conceptualization, detailed design, basically turnkey surf parks
Okay.
and turnkey surf centers where you can walk in our door and have an A to Z surf park solution. And how somebody would get in touch with us, AmericanWaveMachines.com, or they can send me an email, john@AmericanWaveMachines.com.
Perfect. Okay. John, I really appreciate your time today.
Yeah.
And the demos were awesome, and I'm really glad that you guys are located in Southern California. Personally, I like to see a wave pool in Southern California.
Absolutely.
But that's just me. So
There will be world-class waves outside the ocean in Southern California.
that's a beautiful
Sooner
thing.
than you know.
It's a beautiful thing. Thanks a lot, John. Yeah.
Absolutely. You too.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Thanks for joining us for this epic surf news and this update for wave pools and where they're at in history. Please subscribe, share a video, share this video, and try to get people fired up for surfing and wave pools in particular and the Olympics.